भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll chant the first verse and the last verse of Dhyana Shlokas. You can chant with me. Parthaya pratibodhitam bhagavata Narayanena swayam Vyasena grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुराः सुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः. So, what did we see on Tuesday? We saw what is this Atma Jnanam, what Lord Krishna is teaching Arjuna and all of us. And where did Lord Krishna get this knowledge from? He got it from our scriptures, from our Vedas. Vedas are called as our scriptures. And from the Vedas only, Lord Krishna is teaching Arjuna, and this is what the Vedas talk. What do they say? They say that you, whatever you think, you as a human being or any other being is not the body, but like I gave the example of the electric gadgets and electricity, correct? Like that, this body is merely a functioning gadget. But all that is necessary for this gadget to work, it comes from where? It comes from Atma. And we also learned that Bhagavan said, Atma is not born, it does not die, it is constant. It is the body which dies, but the Atma does not die. It remains exactly like that without any changes. Nobody can destroy the Atma. Nobody can change the Atma. And there is only one Atma in all the bodies, like one electricity source behind all the gadgets. So we saw this. And now we have to understand what is the use of knowing this knowledge. You may ask, you must be thinking, no, why Krishna, Lord Krishna, has given this knowledge to Arjuna? What is there in that? Why should we know what we are? Why should we know that we are not the body? Why should we know we are actually the Atma? What is the need for this knowledge? Why should we know this? This will be definitely all our doubt, correct? Huh? But then Lord Krishna says in the 4th chapter itself that once you know this properly, you become a wise person. And what did we call a wise person? Sthita prajna. This knowledge makes a person a sthita prajna. And what happens to sthita prajna? He is no longer affected by sorrow and confusion. Sorrow and confusion are gone. And like Arjuna was thinking, what was he thinking? I am killing Bhishma, Drona, etc. Now, a Sthita Prajna understands that Drona and Bhishma are only bodies. As Atmas, they cannot be killed. Bhishma is only a name given to a body. Karna is also a name given to a body. And any body which is born has to die one day. But the Atma is something which cannot be killed by anybody. It does not die. This was the knowledge given. So what is the benefit of knowing this knowledge? Number 1, you become a wise man, a sthita prajna. Number 2, you are always contented and happy with whatever is. Number 3, you are no longer confused. Number 4, sorrow goes away. You are freed from sorrow. And Krishna says that when a human being, when any of us, asthita prajna, become asthita prajna, and when we are free from sorrow, when we are free from confusion, that is called as moksha. You have heard of moksha, mukti, correct? What is moksha? What is mukti? This knowledge that I am Atma, I am not the body. This understanding gives one moksha, says Krishna, Lord Krishna. What is moksha? Moksha means you are no longer affected by sorrow and confusion. You are free from sorrow, you are free from confusion. And this is what every one of us want to be sometime or the other, isn't it? This is the advantage of having this knowledge or knowing this. Now the next question comes today's class. What should I do to get this knowledge? What should I do? It is not available to me in any book like this. I have to go to the Vedas, to the scriptures. But the scriptures are difficult to understand, correct? The scriptures are very difficult to understand. They are in a language which we do not understand. They are in very, very high Sanskrit language. And we are not really so good in this language that we can understand everything that the Vedas say just because we read this. Only highly scholarly people will be able to understand what is said in the Vedas. Therefore, what should we do? We should go to a teacher. What is the role of a teacher? What does a teacher do? A teacher will make even the most difficult subject easy to understand, isn't it? When your teachers are teaching you physics and mathematics, etc., you have understood that subject without the teacher. You try to read, let us see. You try to solve an algebra problem. You try to solve a geometry problem without being taught by the teacher, just by reading the book. Even if you read guides, you all have guides now, no? Even if you read the guides, will you be able to really understand how to derive the problem, how to work out the problem? You won't know that. What do you need? You need a teacher. Why do you need a teacher? The teacher has learned from his teacher how to solve a problem and how to teach it to the students. Correct? Therefore, if you want to learn mathematics, you need a teacher. If you want to learn any language, you need a teacher. Correct? You want to study science, you want to know anything in physics or science, what do you need? You need a teacher. To learn music, you need a teacher. You want to learn dance, you need a teacher. So anything that you want to learn, you need a teacher, correct? For every knowledge, you require a teacher. And a teacher who teaches you and makes you clear of this knowledge is called as the guru. Who is a guru? Guru is somebody who will make a particular subject easy to understand. And how does he make it easy to understand? He will speak to you, he will guide you, he will show you how to work out something. He may write on the board or he may talk to you. That means in teaching, listening is very important, correct? Listening is very important. That is why now, even though the schools are closed, you have online class. Why? How can the guru teach you without talking to you? Correct? So the guru also needs to talk to you. You should listen. So unless you listen to the guru, it is not possible to learn any subject. Any subject. That is why when you go to school, you will find it easy to learn, correct? Now you are learning online, but I'm sure all of you are waiting for the school to reopen, correct? Because you can understand what your teachers are teaching better when you go to school and the teacher is directly talking to you, correct? He stands in front of you and directly talks to you and you listen. The teacher talks and you listen. And when you listen to the teacher, whatever you want to know becomes very clear. You understand it very clearly. So, if you have ignorance of something, you need somebody to give you the knowledge of that thing, correct? Now, let us take one example. You have ignorance about, let us say we'll take some high school, algebra we will take. Okay, supposing a plus b whole squared. Okay, high school students will understand. If this is the equation that is given. Now, when this equation is given to you, you will not understand, you will not know how to solve it because you have ignorance of that. Correct? You don't know. Ignorance means what? You have no idea, no knowledge of how to solve it. What happens when the teacher talks to you? He gives the knowledge and removes your ignorance. So what is the purpose of knowledge? That knowledge removes the ignorance of a particular thing. If I am ignorant about arithmetic knowledge removes my ignorance of whatever the topic of arithmetic I am ignorant about. Similarly, if I am ignorant about some chapter in physics, some chapter in chemistry, knowledge of that chapter given by the teacher will remove my ignorance of that chapter. Correct? You agree with that? You understand this? Huh? You are able to understand what I am saying, isn't it? So you have ignorance of something and the teacher gives you that knowledge. He speaks to you. You listen to the teacher and the ignorance about that particular aspect of whatever you are ignorant, that disappears. Similarly, for understanding what the scriptures are telling me, we cannot simply read the scriptures. We will not understand. And we have ignorance about what our scriptures are telling us. Correct? Our scriptures are telling us, you are not the body, you are the Atma. But we are not aware of it. We are ignorant about that. So, I am not the body, I am the Atma. This knowledge should be taught by whom? It should be taught by the teacher. Correct? Like I am teaching you now, like Krishna taught Arjuna, it should be taught. And it is a matter of hearing, listening. We call it Shravana. What is Shravanam? I am speaking, the Guru is speaking, and the Shishyas are understanding. The Guru is speaking, the Shishyas are listening. Listening is called as Shravanam. So, how do you learn this knowledge? By going to a teacher. And what does the teacher do? The teacher gives this knowledge to you if you deserve this knowledge. What is the meaning of this? Supposing you are in the 7th standard. You go to your physics teacher and ask him to teach you 10th standard portion of physics. What will the teacher say? Appa, you are not prepared for 10th standard physics. You are still in the 7th standard. So, I will teach you 7th standard portions. And once you understand that, then when you go to the 8th standard, you will understand the 8th standard portion. Slowly your mind, your buddhi starts understanding more and more and more difficult aspects of physics. And when you go to the 10th standard, you are prepared to learn the 10th standard portion. And the teacher will give you. Correct? So, what will the teacher say? First, the teacher will find out what you are capable of understanding. And then he will give you that knowledge according to whatever you require. That is what we are doing in this class also. Whatever children of your age can understand about Bhagavad Gita, only that much we are teaching here. I am not teaching the whole of Gita because slowly you have to learn it gradually. So what is important, what at this stage you can understand, only that I am giving you. Similarly, a guru also does the same thing. Okay, he gives the knowledge which the student is capable of understanding. Therefore, Krishna says in the 4th chapter, to get this knowledge, you have to go to a guru. And then he says in the 34th verse of the 4th chapter, what does he say? Tad-viddhi praṇipātena paripraśhnena sevayā upadekṣhyanti te jñānaṁ jñāninas tattva-darśhinaḥ. Here he says, if you have to get this Atma Jnanam, what should you do, Arjuna? Tad-viddhi. You should know that. How? You should go to a guru and surrender to the guru. Okay? Praṇipātena means you do namaskara to the guru. You fall at the feet of the guru, by which you indicate what? You are telling the guru, Guru, hey Bhagwan, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu. You have heard that, no? Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. So, hey Guru, you are like God to me. I am willing to take this knowledge from you. And you bow down to the teacher. Why? When you bow down and when you prostrate to the teacher, you are at a lower level than the teacher where the guru is sitting. And how does the knowledge flow? From the guru's intellect, it has to flow like water downwards to the shishya. That's why have you seen always the shishyas are always sitting at a lower level. You have understood, isn't it? The guru is sitting on a little higher level. It is symbolic. What is the symbol? What does it indicate? It indicates that this knowledge has to flow from guru to shishya. It is called Jnana Ganga, like Ganga water which flows from Himalayas downwards to the plains. Like that, this knowledge also has to flow from the guru to the shishya. It has to gravitate down from the guru to the shishya. Therefore, praṇipātena, you must do what? You must first surrender to your teacher. What does it mean? You are showing the willingness to learn. You are showing the teacher that by doing namaskara, hey Guru, I am willing to learn from you. I want to learn from you. I am prepared to learn from you. Then there is one more thing. Krishna here says paripraśhnena. Paripraśhnena means what? Asking the relevant questions. Why? This teaching is a samvada. We saw that in the second chapter, correct? Samvada. It is not merely the guru teaching for 1 hour and going out. What is a samvada? The guru teaches for some time and the shishya asks relevant questions and there is a samvada. There is a dialogue. There is a discussion among the two student and teacher. That is what is called as paripraśhnena here. So what are the 3 things that are necessary for the shishya to go to the guru? Number 1, the shishya should be humble enough. Humbly he should fall at the feet of the guru and show the guru that I am ready to get this knowledge from you, and he should offer his humility. Isn't it? Unless you are humble, how will you learn from the guru? If you say that I know more than you, hey guru, I know more than you, teacher. If you think like that, how can the teacher teach you? Isn't it? The teacher always knows more than you. Therefore, you should have that shraddha in the teacher that he knows more than me, better than me. And then you do namaskara to the guru and you say, I'm willing to take the teaching from you. Then second thing what? You should ask the relevant questions to the guru and make this teaching a samvada, not a monologue. Monologue means what? Only one person goes on speaking. No, it should be a dialogue. It should be a samvada. That's what we are doing, no? For 40 minutes, I tell you, I teach you. Then this 20 minutes, we are having a samvada. And what are you doing? You are asking relevant questions, paripraśhnena. Relevant questions you are asking. Second thing. Then sevayā. You should be willing to serve the teacher in whatever way it is possible for you. It is your way of showing your respect to the guru. Okay? So that means there are 3 things involved here. When he says tadviddhi praṇipātena paripraśhnena sevayā upadekṣhyanti te jñānaṁ jñāninas tattva-darśhinaḥ. So, jñāninas tattva-darśhinaḥ. These wise people, these gurus, wise person like Lord Krishna, wise people, sthita prajñas, what will they do? They will teach you. When will they teach you? When you are willing to learn from them. When you surrender to the Guru with namaskara. When you ask the relevant questions and make it a samvada. And you are willing to do and help and do a little bit of seva to the teacher, whatever is required. Earlier, in the Gurukulam system, where the children used to stay with the gurus, they had to help the guru in running the ashram. Like some student would fill the water, some students would get food for the teacher. Like that, the work was distributed. Now it is little different. So whatever seva means what? The teacher asks you to do something, you should do it respectfully. Lastly, what? You should be willing to listen to the teacher. If you sit there and don't listen and simply going here and there doing, thinking of something, that is not going to work. You should be capable of and able to listen to the teacher. Then what happens? The teacher gives you all the knowledge he has got. Upadekṣhyanti te jñānaṁ means what? The teacher will give you the knowledge that he has. And by these three things, you can absorb that knowledge. That means you are prepared. You are prepared. You are asking the Guru for this knowledge. You are showing your willingness to learn from this Guru. You are willing to ask the relevant questions. Okay. And not only that, you are also willing to do little bit seva whenever it is necessary. So this is the qualification of a shishya, qualification of a student. That is what Arjuna also did. Initially, actually, Lord Krishna was serving Arjuna as a sarathi, correct? But now Arjuna, when he became the shishya, he is willing to serve Lord Krishna and wants him to be his guru. So Lord Krishna says, you must go to a guru and learn. Second thing, what is required, what is said here in the next verse is in the 39th verse of the 4th chapter. Simply going to a teacher and asking for this knowledge, will it work? One has to have shraddha. Shraddha irbekalva. So now what happens is you should have shraddha. Shraddha in what? Shraddha in this knowledge also. Shraddha in the Guru also. If you don't have shraddha means what? Nambike. Correct? You should have the trust. You should have the shraddha. This is the knowledge I want to learn. What Vedas are telling me is the truth. I have shraddha in this knowledge. I have shraddha in the Guru, that the Guru is going to give me this knowledge properly. Otherwise, if I doubt, what will happen? If I do not have shraddha in the Guru, if I do not have shraddha in the knowledge that is being given, if I don't have shraddha in our scriptures, what will happen? We will not learn anything. Okay, children, this is very important for you. You should know it, that whenever you are learning anything from either Swami or from any of your teachers, it is very important to have the trust or shraddha in the teachers, that the teacher is teaching me whatever is important. The teacher is teaching me the correct thing, and I have to learn it in the correct way. I have to absorb whatever the teacher is teaching me. Do you understand, children? So, shraddha is very important. And Lord Krishna says, hey Arjuna, only a śhraddhāvān gets this knowledge. A person who does not have shraddha in the teaching, a person who does not have shraddha in the teacher, a person who does not have shraddha in our scriptures, a person who does not have shraddha in Lord Krishna while studying Bhagavad Gita, what will happen? this knowledge will not enter our brains. So, in the 39th verse, what does Lord Krishna say? Śhraddhāvānllabhate jñānaṁ tat-paraḥ sanyatendriyaḥ jñānaṁ labdhvā parāṁ śhāntim achireṇādhigachchhati. See, here it is a very important thing. He says, śhraddhāvānllabhate jñānaṁ. You want to get the knowledge properly, you have to have the Shraddha. Shraddheinda kaliri intaralva means teachers. They tell you, learn with Shraddha. Sit in the class with Shraddha. Whatever subject you are learning, you have Shraddha in that subject. That it is going to remove my ignorance. Have Shraddha in the teacher, that the teacher is going to help me to learn this. And another thing he says, śhraddhāvānllabhate jñānaṁ tat-paraḥ sanyatendriyaḥ. Looking at the teacher. It is very important, correct? When your teacher is teaching you, if you don't look at the teacher, if you look here and there, what does it mean? You have to establish eye contact with the teacher. When you look at the teacher and when the teacher looks at you, then any knowledge passes on easily to you. You can understand anything when you have an eye contact with the teacher. Therefore, whenever you are learning anything, number one, you should have Shraddha. Number two, you must be able to sit steady, quietly, looking at the teacher, listening to whatever your teacher is saying. If you're looking somewhere else, what happens? Your attention gets distracted. Your attention gets diverted. Then you don't hear what the teacher is telling. Correct? There is something flying outside the window. You're only looking at that. And then whatever that person, teacher was telling for those 5 minutes, it is gone. Why? You are looking at a bird flying from this end to that end. Correct? Therefore, it seems there is this one story I will tell you. It seems there was a school and in a class, a teacher was teaching a lesson. And outside what happened was, on the road, there was a farmer. He was pulling his, buffalo. The buffalo was not going. And this one farmer was pulling and pulling and pulling. And the whole class was distracted by that scene. They were looking outside the window and they were looking at the farmer struggling to pull the, the span, a bull or buffalo or whatever. Okay. So the teacher realized, it seems, there is no point in my talking now. Till this farmer drags the buffalo, the students are not going to concentrate on what I am telling. So what did the teacher do? It seems he said, boys, all come out. Let us go and stand near the road. And it seems he told the students, now you stand here and watch. And then they watched till the farmer took the cow away. Then he said, children, let us go back to the class and start our class. Okay. The principal called him and asked him, why did you take the children out in the middle of the class for 5 minutes? So what did the teacher say? Even if they were sitting in the class, their attention was on the cow and the farmer. They were not listening to me. So I thought, better let them finish seeing the farmer dragging the cow. After that, I will bring them inside and start the class again. You understand what I mean? So the moral of the story is, when your attention gets diverted, when you are looking here and there, nothing goes into your ears. When nothing goes into your ears, nothing goes into our brains also. Therefore, sanyatendriya means what? Trust what the teacher is teaching you. Learn to sit straight, quietly, without moving your hands and feet, looking at the Guru, listening to what the Guru is telling. And there is one more thing which Krishna is going to tell in the, in which one? In the next verse, in the 40th verse. He says, ajñaśh chāśhraddadhānaśh sanśhayātmā vinaśhyati nāyaṁ lokosti na paraha na sukhaṁ sanśhayātmanaḥ. Samshaya. Samshaya means what? Always doubting. Doubting Thomas, we call them, Somebody who always doubts. One should not doubt what the teaching that is being given by the teacher. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಇದು ಸರಿನೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಯಾರಿಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಟೀಚರ್ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಿದಾರೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಯಾರಿಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ಯೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ, ಹೂ ನೋಸ್. That kind of a samshaya you should not have. Surrender to the teacher, bow down to the teacher, offer your namaskaras and request the teacher for this knowledge. Okay? Ask relevant questions. Be ready to serve the teacher in whatever small ways help he asks you for. Then next thing is what? You should have shraddha. Shraddha means what? Trust, nambike, that this knowledge is the knowledge which is going to free me from sorrow. This scriptural knowledge, Bhagavad Gita knowledge, is going to make me free from sorrow and confusion. So you must have trust in that knowledge. Trust in the Guru that is giving this knowledge. Understood? If you don't have shraddha, śhraddhāvān only gets the knowledge. The one who has no shraddha does not get this knowledge. And when you are listening to the Guru, when you are getting this knowledge, let there be no doubt in your mind. Don't doubt, all the time doubting. Some of us have that, isn't it? Sometimes you people are not like that. You are all good boys, good children, good students. But then there should not be, you should have doubts. If you are confused, you have to sort out the doubts with the teacher. But you should not doubt the teacher's capacity. You should not doubt the knowledge that the teacher is giving you. But you will have doubts because you have not understood something clearly. Correct? The teacher is teaching you correctly, but then you are not really understanding it properly. So you are having so many doubts. Then by paripraśhnena, by relevant questioning, you should tell your doubt to the teacher. You should express your doubt to the teacher and ask the teacher to clear your doubt. But here, what is the meaning of samshaya or doubt? You should not doubt the very knowledge. You should not doubt the teacher's capacity to teach you this knowledge. Lastly, you should be capable of sitting for those 30 minutes or 40 minutes. How? Steady, straight, not looking here and there, looking at the teacher. Then teacher also knows that you are learning. You should try to see the teacher. The teacher is also looking at all of you. And your hands and feet should not be doing any kind of cheshta. Kai kaal cheshte madbardu. One kade correct agi kutkobeku. Okay? Then whatever you learn will come to you. It will definitely, you will learn. Otherwise, if none of these factors or any of these factors is missing, what will happen? It will be doubt, oh doubt. We will not understand anything. Correct? So, Krishna says that, hey Arjuna, do you want this knowledge? Do you want this Atma-jnana? Which is going to make you free from fear and confusion? Then you should go to a Guru and follow all these things I am telling you. And Arjuna, now you have accepted me as the Guru. This is a battlefield. This is a war field. Fine? Huh? You have already done the namaskara to me. Arjuna did. He fell at his feet and said, I surrender to you, you please teach me. And Arjuna is asking questions. Paripraśhnena. Correct? So, and Arjuna does not have any doubt. He does not have any kind of a samshaya. And how is Arjuna listening? He's sitting down with his folded hands. You have seen the pictures on Bhagavad Gita? In the front cover of Gita, he's sitting down, folded hands. He's looking at Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna is looking at him and giving this knowledge. And you see that face of Arjuna, there is no doubt. You can make out. There is no doubt in Arjuna's mind that this is my teacher. He knows what he has to teach me. I don't doubt the knowledge that he's giving me, because Lord Krishna is giving me the knowledge that is taught in the Vedas. Therefore, the fourth chapter ends with this. That is, how should a student be? What are the qualities of a student? How should a student learn? What is it that makes you learn any knowledge really well? Any knowledge you want to learn, you follow all these things, then there is no way that there will be any doubt. You will learn it. The receiver should be all right, correct? You are the receiver. The teacher is the giver, correct? The receiver should be properly prepared to receive. So here Lord Krishna is talking about an ideal student, an ideal shishya for all kinds of knowledge, more so for Atmajnanam, because Atmajnanam is a difficult knowledge to understand. Therefore, one must be all the more receptive. How can a student be receptive? By following all these things. In these 3 verses, I just told you how you have to be a good student, to learn what the teacher is giving you properly. We'll take the 5th chapter. I think I'll take only one session tomorrow. Let us see. If there is something to be told, I can take the next time also. Okay, we'll stop here. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.